Now, what are the top 10 primary weapons in Warframe right now? What are the weapons that allow all of us to farm resources and new items as effectively and as efficiently as possible? The so-called powerhouse weapons in the game. If you're a veteran of Warframe, then there's a very good chance that you will know all of these weapons and can probably name all 10 of them before I even begin this list. If you're relatively new to the game, then there's a good chance you will know what a lot of these are as well. So I asked you guys in a previous video to list off what you thought was the top 10 primaries in Warframe, and I got a lot of comments that I had to wade through to kind of get the average of what you guys believed were the top 10 weapons. So that's what this video is. It's your list compiled by you guys and made into a video by me. Now, before I get started, let me also say that this list is in no real order. Number 1 is not any better than number 10. They're all pretty much in the same category or the same tier. And for the love of God, if your favourite weapon isn't named, then that doesn't mean it's a bad weapon. It just means that I couldn't fit it on this list, or you guys didn't mention it enough when I asked what your top 10 weapons were, so that's why it's not here. There are of course more than 10 top tier weapons in Warframe, but I'm not going to list all of those, or it would be a top 20 list or a top 25 list, and that would just take far too feckin' long to make and to edit, and for you guys to watch as well. So let's get started, shall we? Now, at number 10 is a weapon that every one of you knew was going to be on this list, so let's just get it out of the way. The weapon with the biggest boom in Warframe, of course, is the Tonkor, a weapon that for some reason doesn't blow us straight into orbit when we get too close to its explosions. Makes no sense. A weapon that screams, "Move out of the feckin' way, I got a noob tube and I kind of know how to use it." The Tonkor is a mastery rank 5 weapon that fires 2 arcing grenades that deal a feck ton of damage and has a 35% base crit chance. And because it deals the very bare minimum of self damage, not what we're really talking about, it means that the Tonkor can easily wipe out large groups of enemies without you having to worry about killing yourself, unlike other explosive weapons. One setup that synergizes really well with the Tonkor is when you combine it with a Jetstream Zephyr using terminal velocity and 174 power strength. This allows the grenades from the Tonkor to explode on impact and not bounce. It's incredibly effective at clearing out rooms once you've got that combination of the Jetstream Zephyr, the terminal velocity mod, and 174 power strength or higher, then it will work for you. Try it out and see. Next up at number 9 is the Rakta Cernos, one of 3 different variations of the Cernos bow in Warframe, because DE loves a good Cernos. Now, this is the highest DPS bow in the game right now because of its high damage and its really fast charge up time. It is sold by the incredibly edgy Red Veil Syndicate, and it's a mastery rank 12 weapon that deals primarily in impact damage. Now, you know which Syndicate Red Veil is, right? Those edgy guys that walk around in that red spandex because they've got no shame. Now, because it's a Syndicate weapon, the Rakta Cernos also comes with its very own innate Blight Syndicate ability or proc that when set off will deal 1000 viral damage to all enemies inside a 25 meter radius and give you a small movement speed boost as well. So not only does the Rakta hit incredibly fast and hard, but it can also deal one of the best elemental damage types in the game with viral. If you're lucky enough to have a good Riven mod for the Rakta Cernos, then you are one lucky fecker. Well, actually, if you have a Riven mod for any of these top 10 primary weapons, then you're a lucky sod. So check out the Rakta Cernos if you haven't already. Now, in at number 8 is an old school weapon that's been one of our top weapons in the game for a very, very long time, and that of course is the Bolter Prime. I can already hear you groaning. Now, there's no school like old school, right? If you like making wall ornaments out of enemies, then this is the ideal weapon for you, if you can get your hands on one, since it got vaulted way back in February of this year. So it's a puncture based weapon that literally pins everything to the walls or sends them flying into each other, which also deals damage with the ragdoll. Now, the Telos Bolter is probably also worth mentioning here, since it's a bit of a side grade to the Bolter Prime, but it didn't get mentioned enough in my comment section, so that's why it's not in the list. The Bolter Prime fires projectile rounds, which means you need to lead your target, but not by much, and it is definitely a weapon worth checking out if you can get your hands on one, if you can get the parts in trade chat or whatever, because like I said, it's been vaulted. At number 7 is a weapon that brings meaning to the phrase balls to the wall, because it fires balls. Potato logic right there. Sound logic, best logic. This is the Cyanide Simulor, another mastery rank 12 syndicate weapon, but This one can be bought from Cephalon Suda and deals base magnetic damage as well as having an entropy syndicate effect. The entropy effect when triggered will deal 1000 magnetic damage which strips shields, and it will also restore 25% of your energy and increase your base energy by 25% as well for 30 seconds. But the best thing about the Cyanide Simulator is that you can stack your orbs, or you can stack your balls, or combine them into a swirling vortex. After you have shot your first orb, then you can combine your second orb to it, and every time an orb or ball enters that vortex, it will deal an area of effect damage and stagger nearby enemies as well. The damage the Cyanide Simulator deals is huge when fully modded. It also gives you energy back, and the vortex will gather up loot which drops around it like ammo or resources and so on, basically like a mini Vauban vortex. However, with the wrong colour, the vortex can be a serious eyesore if you've got those vortexes all over the room, but the weapon is definitely awesome. Next up at number 6 is a bow that needs no real introduction, but I'm going to give it one anyway. It belongs to one of the biggest trolls in Warframe. He likes to appear when you're using low level frames and weapons because your actions have consequences. It is of course the Dread, and it belongs to the Stalker until you can kill the fecker and maybe it will drop for you, and then it belongs to you. The Dread is a mastery rank 0 weapon that deals a lot of slash damage and can cross that 100% crit chance mark, making it an incredible weapon when up against unarmoured targets and of course fleshies, because who doesn't love shredding an arrow through a good fleshy. It's got a 1 second charge time for pulling back the arrow, so it's not quite as fast as the Rakta Cernos with its 0.25 speed, but the Dread's high crit chance more than makes up for it. Like all bows, it is silent, so ideal for any of you guys who enjoy running your stealth playstyles, and because of its high slash damage, it's another ideal weapon for running with a Desecrate Necros, because of course you will get more loot once you split open those body parts. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on one of these bows from Stalker, then enjoy the heck out of it. In at number 5 on the list is of course the Soma Prime, another weapon that you guys no doubt expected to see on this list and would have raged if it wasn't. It's a weapon that's been sent to the vault as well, so it can no longer be acquired through Fisher missions unless you buy the parts off someone on trade chat. That is the only way you will get it, or if you still have relics that have it that you can farm. Now the Soma Prime is a mastery rank 6 weapon that has really low base damage, but it has a spool up fire rate, and once you hit its maximum fire rate after just 5 shots, it will destroy pretty much anything. It's a weapon that relies heavily on its crit chance and high crit damage multiplier, as well as dealing serious amounts of slash damage. So when enemies are stripped of their armor by either using corrosive projection auras or corrosive procs from weapons or cavats or whatever, the Soma Prime will show exactly why it's considered one of the best weapons in the game and why it's been one of the best weapons for a very long time. I recently made a video on the Soma Prime with a Riven mod that made this weapon even more of a beast, and I really enjoyed running with it. Of course the Riven mod wasn't mine, so I had to give it back, so now I'm back to the normal standard Soma Prime. So is it still one of our top 10 weapons in Warframe? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. I think it is. Number 4 on the list is one of our new Update 19 weapons, and one that can blow your ass clean across the galaxy if you're not careful. It is of course the Tsar, our big fucking cannon. It's basically Tonkor 2.0 because of how damn explosive this weapon is. So the Tsar is a mastery rank 7 weapon, and it has 2 different fire modes that can be switched between by hitting your alternate fire key. Its main fire mode consists of cannonballs, which are great at killing things from range and of course killing you up close. On exploding, the cannonballs then rain down cluster bombs in an area around the initial impact. Thankfully these mini cluster bombs don't deal self damage, but like I said, the main cannonball will completely what the fuck blow you clean across the map and kill you. Its secondary fire mode, however, is a puncture-based close-range flak cannon or shotgun which fires pellets in a wide spread in front of your Tsar, but it has a very short range of only 15 meters, so you gotta get up close and personal to be as effective as possible, unless you've got a flight speed mod on, in which case I think it's got a longer range. Now the Tsar has that uncanny ability to leave you face palming when you think you had it set on barrage mode, only to realise that you had it on cannon mode as your corpse cartwheels clean down the corridor. Oh, and its reload animation is awesome. Bonk, 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 you know what I mean. At number 3 on the list is a firm favourite in the Warframe community. It's a syndicate shotgun, and this one is the Vakor Hek, or the heck. Yes, kind of named after him, but did you think it would be this easy, Tenno? Well, yeah, with this weapon it's pretty damn easy, you ugly piece of excess elbow skin. As with other Syndicate primary weapons, this one is also a Mastery Rank 12 weapon, surprise surprise, but it's a puncture based shotgun and not a slash one like its counterpart, I guess, the Sancti Tigris. It's also got a high base crit chance of 25%, which makes it crit viable if you wanted to try out a crit build, or you could mod for status either, or a mix of both. It's entirely up to you. If you want to get your hands on the Vake or Heck, then you can buy it off Steel Meridian once you've got the required rank. Visually, I think it's ugly, and that's coming from someone who has the normal Heck as his most used weapon in the game. It looks like 4 toilet roll holders glued together by a small child for arts and crafts at school or something, but looks aren't everything, right? So I've been told my whole life. Or why would I be using chroma as much as I do? Looks don't mean a damn thing. The Syndicate effect for the Vahek is called the Justice effect, and it sounds awesome, and it deals 1000 blast damage when triggered, and it will knock down enemies or stagger them, as well as healing you for 25% of your health and giving you a 25% boost of your base armor for 30 seconds. It's a weapon that fires 8 rounds of get the fuck out of my way and can also heal you and boost a small bit of armor as well, so it is an ideal tank weapon, or well, ideal for any frame because it will increase your survivability. Now we're almost at the end of the list, there's only 2 more to go, so how many have you got right so far? Was I right at the start when I said most of you guys will know that these weapons will be on this list already? Before I continue, remember, like I said at the start as well, this list is in no particular order. Number 1 ain't the best, it could be any of these weapons or it could be none of those. There are more than 10 so-called top tier weapons, and I will give a few honourable mentions at the end of this video. So let's continue. In at number 2 on the list is the Lanka, or the Lanka if you're posh. It is, I believe, our hardest hitting sniper rifle in the game right now, and it's a Mastery Rank 7 weapon that deals base electric damage and has a charge up mechanic before you can fire it. So you have to charge it up very much like you would any of the bows. A fully charged unmodded shot will deal 525 base damage, and because it deals electric damage, it can already be combined with other elemental mods to make corrosive, radiation or magnetic, which is really useful. Now the Lanka has a huge innate 5 meter punch through as well, so you can hit multiple targets with one shot. It's got a high crit chance, high status chance, and with a maxed point strike and a fully zoomed in scope, it will allow you to see some of those red crits that we all love to see so much of. However, one of the most effective combos on this weapon is one built for gas and electric. With its high status chance, the gas clouds it creates make it a wonderful crowd control or crowd damaging sniper rifle. And once you throw the electric damage in there as well, like I said, it will give you that crowd control. The Lanka also has the longest combo timer of any sniper rifle in the game, which allows you to keep it active longer than other sniper rifles. Also, gas and electric Lanka setups melt groups of corpus before they ever know what even hit them. Try it out for yourself if you haven't already. I know it's a bit different compared to the likes of the Volkar, the Vectis, the Rubico or the Snipetron because of the charge up time, but it is an amazing weapon. Try it out. And then there was only one weapon left to make the list, but what is it? It's Limbo, of course, best weapon in the game. It's a fucking anal plug. Or maybe it's Rhino's crotch piece, because that thing could poke your eye out from a mile away. However, sadly, it's neither of those. So in at number 1, which remember doesn't make it the best, I really can't say that enough, it's just a number, is another weapon that you guys knew full well would be on this list. Actually, this spot I'm going to share with 2 versions of the same weapon, double barreled even. See what I did there? See what I did? You know what weapon it is now. It is of course the Tigris Prime or the Sancti Tigris, both the hardest hitting weapons in the game right now, and incredible double barreled shotguns that annihilate anything and everything that stands in front of them. It's simply point, click and boom, limbs everywhere. The Sancti Tigris is our new Loka Syndicate weapon. It's also Mastery Rank 12 like the Rakta Cernos and the Vake or Heck, but this deals slash damage and can split enemies into several different body parts. Ideal as well for a Desecrate Necros because more body parts means more loot. The Purity Syndicate effect for the Sancti Tigris will deal 1000 corrosive damage to enemies inside 25 meters, as well as healing you for 25% and giving you a small boost to health for 30 seconds. So it's a shotgun that can shred limbs off enemies, deals a feck ton of damage and can heal you through your mission. Sounds good, right? Now the Tigris Prime, however, is a mastery rank 13 weapon that, when modded for 100% status chance, is quite frankly a beast. There's no other way to describe it. Possibly the best weapon in Warframe, who knows? I guess it is if you prefer shotguns. Add some punch through into the mix and watch as you shoot 2 enemies and create 4 or 5 or 6 in the process. Both of these weapons are amazing, but you already know that. Both deserve to be in the top 10 regardless of what position I put them in. The Tonko could have easily been number 1 and these could have easily been back up at number 10. It was just depending on which way I put them in order. Now, like I've said more than once now, this list is in no real order and it was created by you guys, my subscribers, from my comment section, and there are definitely other weapons that deserve an honourable mention. Weapons that I would see as deserving to be in the same category as these 10 listed in this video, but I couldn't fit them all in, or it would be a top 25 list and then it would be just too damn long. So this is the weapons that I believe deserve an honourable mention listed here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's a lot more editing went into this video than most of my normal, I guess, 4 or 5 minute long ones. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching. Whew, that took a while to make.